What's going on, Forest faithful? Pull up a chair because your boy's got some absolutely mental news coming out of the city ground that's got me more wound up than a championship playoff final. We're talking about three massive stories that are about to shake the very foundations of our beloved Nottingham Forest. And trust me when I say this, you're not prepared for what's coming. First up, we've got a Champions League giant circling one of our Portuguese players like a vulture, throwing around $13 million like it's pocket change, but there's a massive twist that's got the clubs bored in complete chaos. Then, just when you think things couldn't get more interesting, we've got some fresh Irish blood joining the Tricky Trees family. And this kid's got credentials that'll make your head spin faster than a Brennan Johnson step over. But here's where it gets absolutely bonkers, Forest fans. Our biggest story involves those North London bottle merchants at Tottenham, and they're so wound up about recent events that they're now actively trying to sabotage our transfer business. We're talking proper playground revenge tactics here. And it's all because of what went down with our star midfielder. Smash that like button right now. If you're ready for this roller coaster, drop a comment telling me which story you think is going to blow your mind the most. And for the love of Brian Clough, hit that subscribe button because the transfer window madness is just getting started. Are you ready to find out which Portuguese winger has got European royalty knocking at our door, but might leave us absolutely desperate for reinforcements? Let's dive in. Right in, Tricky Trees. Remember that Portuguese winger I was teasing you about? Well, buckle up because it's Jota Silva who's got Sporting CP absolutely salivating at the prospect of bringing him back to Portugal. And let me tell you something. This situation is messier than a Garibaldi biscuit factory explosion. Here's the mad part that's got me scratching my head. Forest are standing firm on a $13 million valuation for a player who only managed 5 Premier League starts last season. 5! You could count them on one hand and still have fingers left over for a cup of tea. But here's where it gets properly mental. Sporting CP want to take him on loan with just an option to buy, while our board are insisting that any loan deal must include a mandatory purchase clause. Now, I get it, Forest faithful. Silva's been trying his absolute best in the Garibaldi. But let's be brutally honest here. The lad's looked a bit out of his depth in the Premier League. At 25 years old, he should be hitting his prime. But with Anthony Elanga shipped off to Newcastle and the club desperately scouting for Dan Ndoye as a replacement, Silva's chances of regular first-team football are looking about as likely as Spurs winning a trophy. The Portuguese international wants regular game time, and who can blame him? But here's the kicker that's got the city ground hierarchy in a proper pickle. If Silva leaves without proper reinforcements coming in, we'll be left shorter on wingers than a chicken with clipped feathers. With the UEFA Conference League on the horizon, we need depth, not more gaps in the squad. But wait, Forest fans, because this Silva situation is just the tip of the iceberg. While we're potentially losing Portuguese flair, we're gaining some proper Irish fighting spirit. And this next signing is going to have you jumping out of your seats? Hold on to your scarves, Tricky Trees, because while we might be losing Silva, we've just pulled off a brilliant piece of business that's flying completely under the radar. Jesse Stapleton, the Republic of Ireland international, has just joined us on loan from West Ham for the entire season, and this kid is going to be an absolute weapon in our defensive arsenal. Now, some of you might be thinking, who the hell is Jesse Stapleton? Well, let me educate you. Forest faithful. This lad was named the FAI's Young International Player of the Year just last month in June. That's not some Mickey Mouse award. That's proper recognition for a defender who's been turning heads across the Irish Sea. The former Shelbourne star has been bouncing around on loan from West Ham to Reading and Sunderland, picking up experience like a sponge soaks up water. What's got me properly excited about this signing is the timing, while everyone's distracted by the Silva drama. And the big money moves, Nuno Espirito Santo has quietly secured a defender who could be the missing piece in our Conference League puzzle. This isn't just any random loan signing, Forest fans. This is a calculated move to add genuine quality and depth to our backline. The brilliant thing about Stapleton is that he's hungry, he's proven at international level, and he's coming to the city ground with everything to prove. While other clubs are throwing around stupid money for overhyped players, we're getting a gem who could develop into something really special under Nuno's guidance. But here's where things get absolutely mental. Tricky trees. While we're making smart moves like the Stapleton signing, those bottle jobs at Tottenham are so wound up about recent events that they're now actively trying to destroy our transfer plans. What I'm about to tell you will have you seeing red faster than a Forest counterattack. Right, Forest faithful. Sit down for this, because what I'm about to tell you will have you absolutely fuming at those North London fraudsters. Tottenham are so bitter, so utterly devastated about the Morgan Gibbs-White saga that they're now actively blocking our moves in the transfer market like schoolyard bullies who've had their lunch money taken. Remember when those Spurs Muppets thought they triggered Morgan Gibbs-White's release clause with their $60 million bid? Well, our brilliant board threatened legal action, claiming those bottle merchants had obtained information about the clause illegally. And what happened? Our magician MGW signed a beautiful 3-year extension, telling Tottenham exactly where they could stick their desperate bid. But here's where it gets properly vindictive. Tricky trees. Former Everton CEO Keith Wines has revealed that Spurs are now targeting Jacob Ramsey at Aston Villa. Not because they particularly want him, but to spite us. Well, we were leading the race for the Villa midfielder, and now these petty North London losers are swooping in and purely to block our move. It's like watching a toddler throw a tantrum because someone else got the last biscuit. Winus absolutely nailed it when he said Tottenham are furious and engaging in tit-for-tat battles because their egos are bruised. Can you believe the audacity? They tried to illegally pilfer our best player, got caught red-handed, and now they're crying like babies and trying to sabotage our summer business. The most beautiful part of this whole mess. Evangelos Marinakis is standing up to these bullies and showing them that Nottingham Forest won't be pushed around by anyone. While Spurs are throwing their toys out of the pram and making $60 million bids for Bournemouth's Ilya Zabarny, we're building smartly, keeping our stars, and laughing all the way to the Conference League. So there you have it, Forest faithful. We're potentially losing silver to Sporting CP's loan games. We've gained Irish international quality in Stapleton, and we've got Tottenham so rattled they're declaring transfer war on us. What a time to be a tricky tree. Smash that like button. If you're proud of how our club handled the Gibbs-White situation, subscribe for more City Ground madness and tell me in the comments, are you bothered about Silva leaving, or are you more excited about our new Irish defender? This transfer window is just getting started, and if Tottenham won a war, they've picked the wrong club to mess with. What do you think, Forest fans? Is Marinakis playing 4D chess while Spurs are still learning checkers?